Can enjoy.
Hi, Sharks. I'm Chanel DeYoung from Longmont, Colorado, and I'm here seeking $150,000 for 5% in my company. Growing up in my family, food was our love language. From my Filipino dad's famous lumpia to my American mom's iconic cheesecake. And me, I made it my personal mission to perfect my own biscuit recipe. But in a twist of fate, what happened when I became gluten-free? Sharks, let's spill the tea on gluten-free. Options still get a bad rap because honestly, they're just lacking that special something. Well, allow me to be your gluten-free guru because I have cracked the code. Introducing Goodlove Foods, a game-changing line of frozen, ready-to-bake nostalgic faves that will blow your mind. Because we're not just good for gluten-free, we're unbelievably gluten-free. Sink into our fluffy buttermilk biscuits, indulge in our gooey cinnamon rolls, and after trying our flaky puff pastry, you'll be tempted to read the package again just to make sure it's actually GF. Goodlove Foods is celiac safe, allergen friendly, and delicious enough for all. So, who wants to be my GFF, aka gluten-free friend, and risk it for this biscuit?
For this biscuit. I love that. We are back with another Shark Tank breakdown. I am your host, Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from patents, copyrights, trademarks, as well as trade secrets. And hey, I tell you what, man, I haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks. Seems like Shark Tank was on hiatus for 2 or 3 weeks there, but we are back, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get back going on things and kind of pick up where we left off. Now, this is interesting one. So you're talking about Goodlove Foods, gluten-free biscuit company. Now I try to stay away from kind of the bread just to try to try to watch the figure here. But it seems like it definitely looks tasty just kind of looking at it based on it. The figures, the pictures, as well as her description of it. Now, maybe some housekeeping items to get out the way really quickly. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. We kind of do a little bit of everything over here on this channel, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be something that you can get down with. And kind of doing these pitches or kind of reacting to these pitches, there's 3 things that I really look for, plus a bonus one. Number 1 is the simplicity of it. So how simple is the product? How effective is the product? What's the market like? And then kind of a bonus thing that I look for is the IP. Again, I'm trying to give you guys my perspective from an intellectual property standpoint. And so you guys have to be protecting the intellectual property. So just kind of going through it really quickly. Seems to be pretty simple, straightforward. It seems like it's already kind of pre-done, and you're just popping it into the oven or maybe the microwave, and next thing you know, you have your biscuit, which is cool. Again, the effectiveness of it, a lot of times we are going to tell that by the sales of it. Seems like again, 5%, 450,000. I think that's a $3 million valuation, if I'm not mistaken. So they and I would imagine that they have some sales to be able to justify that valuation. So, like, a lot of times you're going to be able to tell the effectiveness of a product based on the sales as well as the reviews. Then what's the market like? We all know that gluten-free products, that's a thing. So it is a kind of a market out there for it. And it's a lot of gluten-free, I would imagine, biscuits and things like that. So it'd be interesting for me. I didn't hear anything early on to say, okay, what differentiates your biscuits? I love the name, Goodlove Foods. I love that name. But I'll be interested in knowing what separates your biscuits from the other gluten-free biscuits out there, because I know it's a ton of gluten-free biscuits out there. And again, are you selling this thing in stores? Are you direct to consumer? I know I have with Life Raft Treats, they're kind of more of and there's a freezer as opposed to a refrigerator, but I know it kind of adds to the cost with having to kind of keep this thing refrigerated and ship it out going a D2C route. But again, to the extent that you're in the stores, then it helps out a little bit because people go to the stores and they see it in a cooler, and then they're able to get there. So it'll be interesting to see how she's selling this thing, which I'm pretty sure she's going to talk about. Then a 4th thing, like I said, is intellectual property. Do you have patents to protect? Do you have trademarks? Do you have copyrights? Do you have trade secrets? Maybe she has a trade secret on this one. It'll be interesting. I know she talked about, I think, the Filipino. She has maybe I'm not sure if it's her mom or her dad who is from the Philippines. And we all know, I forget the name of the company, but that video did like 90,000 views on my channel. It was a Filipino dish that was passed down, and I think they even got maybe a trade secret on that. So again, these kind of different food items, especially if kind of the recipe is unique and been passed down from generation to generation, and is not out there in the public domain, then that's something that you probably can get a trade secret on, which is again, extremely valuable thing to kind of give you that economic advantage. Seems like she has a number of trademarks on Goodlove Food. So shout out to her for protecting the trademarks. Again, she has like 3 or 4 trademarks, just kind of me doing a quick look up based on while she was doing her pitch. So she is protecting her intellectual property, which is a great thing. And let's get back to it to see if she get a deal. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section as we're going through this one. And let's go.
For a biscuit. Yeah. Sharks, in front of you is our mouth-watering lineup of gluten-free goods baked fresh just for you. Dig in and enjoy. And after that first bite, you're gonna feel that good love.
This is very exciting.
So now,
Uh-oh.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Let's do it.
Lord.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure what the roller skates was about, but I almost set in the mood.
Give it up for our celiacs. Yeah.
This is amazing.
The biscuits are incredible.
Like blow my mind amazing.
Yes, thank you.
The biscuit is, and I'm like, oh my God.
We're prepared for those because that's why we like to blow people's minds. I'm a celiac and there's nothing on the market like it.
Unbelievable.
Those
I don't
joints look
believe
sweet.
that it's gluten-free.
Nut-free, egg-free, soy-free, oat-free.
No, not true. Come on, come
So
clean with
how are
us.
you compensating? Are you adding a lot of sodium and fat?
No, it's all natural ingredients. In our core line, the biscuits, cinnamon oats, and puff pastry, we use the sweet cream butter. So that is our fat in our products, but we're seed oil free. We're free from all other oils and any other fats other than just good old-fashioned butter.
Was it refrigerated or is it shelf stable?
It's frozen.
So when I buy it, you ship it to me with dry ice?
Yep.
Ship it to you with dry ice. But
Chanel, isn't that super hard? I mean,
oh my gosh, it's so hard. But you know what? The best thing about what we've done, we've laid the groundwork for our D2C channel, and it has blown up.
what
and our
percentage of
customers-
your sales are D2C versus through
About
stores?
85% is D2C. We did
But is that
last year.
sustainable? Because to do D2C with the frozen, it's
No,
very
I
hard.
completely get it. It is hard. And you know what? We've had some months where because of our production rate, we weren't able to, break even for the month, but it's all worth it because last year, this time we had 2 posts go viral. Our online sales absolutely blew up. And in the last trailing 12 months, we've done $360,000 in sales.
Good for you.
Isn't it hard for you to ship it with the ice? Isn't it very expensive?
It is quite expensive. So we've got really healthy margins. Margins on all of our products are about 75%.
You include the shipping?
With the shipping, it's more like 25-ish%.
How much would this retail for?
Retail for that's $11.99 in retail. Online, it's a few dollars more because of the premium that we have to charge for an online
So
shipping.
really it's about customer acquisition now, right?
Our customers, we call them feral because we've literally had to stifle our sales online because we cannot keep up with our demand.
I can understand why people keep coming back.
It's really
for more.
good.
That said, your business model is very, very difficult. A lot of the companies that I've worked with who try to do this, it's very hard to sustain, and the prices you're expecting people to pay.
But our return customer rate is 30 to 35%. Our customers keep on coming back. Our retail sales are absolutely phenomenal as well. So we are working on having a turnkey solution for our D2C so we can make our profit that way while we're getting into distribution. So one of the things we did is we invested in our own facility last year. We did try to find a co-packer because, again, our demand was just soaring. We couldn't find one, and it kind of fell into our lap. We sold our house, we moved towns, we invested in our own facility, and now we self-manufacture. A lot of it is done by hand, which is the reason why we're asking.
That's why you're capped out in production, right?
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
What do you envision now for your company 5 years out? Like, we didn't
5
really
years
want
out,
to go.
I mean, really, we do want to be that grocery store staple. One, we've proved it by our demand. We know that our customers love our products, continue to come back. This is so unique, but on top of it, they taste good. They're better than other options that are the gluten option.
Chanel,
yes.
I do think the product is off the charts. That said, you're asking Pizza $3 million valuation. That's like an 8x revenue multiple. Why are you asking for such a high
We are
valuation?
on track to exceed 500,000 in sales this year already.
You gonna make any money on
And we're
that?
going to be over 1.5 million next year.
What do you make on the 500,000?
We are breaking even right now. We will be making a profit this year for the first time. And I will say,
How much
I'll
of a
preface,
profit do you expect to make with the $500,000?
at 20%.
My concern about your deal is your extreme valuation given where you are right now, because you're not really making any money. clearly there's demand for the product.
I'm not kidding when I say our customers are feral. We've had to do a pre-order basis because our website has been flooded with orders. I will turn it on for 30 minutes and get $15,000 of sales within 30 minutes and have to shut it off.
Wow.
And so then
It's a good problem to have.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, so when you turn it on, you're so on back order that you just shut it off.
We shut it. So that's the process. So our customers know that it's a pre-order, so that we get all those orders in, we can plan for it. We basically we get all of our raw materials, produce it, drop it off at our fulfillment partner.
But
while at
Chanel,
the same time, we also self-distribute to our local
just to be
retailers.
clear, that is a very cool thing, but scaling that up, that feral consumer will be hard to sustain forever. And you haven't fully figured out how to deliver the retail solution. And it is, one second, it's merciless in the freezers because there's very limited amount of space.
I totally agree.
And it's gonna be very hard, and your price points are tough, and you're not there yet.
Well,
for those reasons, I'm out. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna bring it back on myself because he definitely, Daniel, said a lot, and I agree with him to a certain extent. I think just kind of the logistical, the supply chain, that having to maybe get figured out. But it seems like like you said, the demand is there. They're kind of making it by hand and kind of limited in terms of not being able to take in all these orders. So it's from a scalability standpoint, that's going to be interesting. And just kind of thinking about that out loud, I would imagine that Mark probably is going to be out as I kind of project this. I don't watch these things ahead of time. I kind of give you my thoughts in real time, my honest reaction. So I think Mark could be out just from a scalability standpoint. It seems like it's going to be tough. But again, I like the fact that, again, it's definitely a demand for it. It seems like 85% is D2C, so direct to consumer. There's not a ton that's being sold in the retail space. Not saying that it's not possible. It just seems like they haven't kind of tapped into that market yet. Again, especially with this being in the freezer, like I said, with Life Raft Treat, she sent me over a buck of the it's not fried chicken. And it was delicious. But again, like you said, it's, had the dry ice and whatever the case may be. And I know that stuff can get expensive. I appreciate Cynthia Wong for kind of sending it to me on the house, but I know it can get expensive having to kind of ship that dry ice every time. And it seems like that's something that maybe has to get figured out. But according to the Sharks, the product is phenomenal. And I believe them. It looks good. It looks tasty. Seems like that kind of supply chain logistical issue needs to get figured out. And I think she can get it figured out. And to the extent that gets figured out, I think, man, this thing can really kind of blow up because it seems like the product is phenomenal, which is what you want. You can kind of have a bad product in, kind of trying to figure out the supply chain situation. It seems like they're kind of limited in their sales, just kind of based on what they can do ahead of time, which is interesting. But again, they talking about, I would imagine this was last year, 500,000 last year that they're going to make 20% on. So again, that's still 100,000 just for the profit. And in 2025, which is this year, it seems like they're looking to make $1.5 million, which again, this is the whole point. Even if it's a niche product, even if you're still trying to figure things out, you can still make money at it. I was just interviewing Legit Kits, who was a Shark Tank company, quilting company. I was interviewing him for the podcast yesterday, and that podcast should come out in a month or so. But he was saying that product is a niche of a niche product. So quilting is already a niche product. Then a type of quilting is doing is a niche product. And he still made, a couple years ago, $1.4 million, 8.97% of it was profit. So he's making over $100,000 selling a niche of a niche product. So again, you can still make money, which is why I love entrepreneurship, especially when you have that dedicated community, that dedicated group that's going to continue to come back and buy the product, especially in this case where, again, it's a food product. So, as long as it's good and you're going to keep coming back. So I don't know. I just think it's something there. Let's see if she get a deal with one of the other Sharks. It seemed like Daniel was out, really more so because of the logistical and the scalability reasons, more so than a product. But let's see if one of the other Sharks go in. Let's go.
Thank you.
But I'm out.
I thank you. But I will also just say that when it comes to retail, our retail partners actually tell us that they love our products because they fly off the shelves.
I think you've done a wonderful job here. You had an answer for everything. You seem so sure of your footing.
Yep.
That's what makes me uncomfortable. It's almost like you got all the answers,
Oh,
I
don't.
I don't think you quite know what you're in for on the freezer space. I had one company I have invested, Daisy Cakes, was direct to the consumer.
Right.
Taking her into the frozen foods department, we were both naive. It was a dismal failure. And we lost so much money on it. And that's a little raw in my memory.
Yeah.
I wish you luck, but I'm out.
Okay, so what are you looking for in a Shark?
I really need that retail expertise, honestly, but also where we need help is production. This arm has cut 80,000 biscuits on its own.
Chanel, let me clear the field a bit.
80,000 cinnamon rolls I've cut with this arm right here.
Look, you've done a great job. The product's maybe one of the best gluten-free we've ever tried.
Thank
It doesn't taste like that's very important.
Thank you.
I find your valuation extreme. You're not worth $3 million. You're not even making any money. And I'm very concerned about the logistics around production. Because once you get involved with freezer space and you get allocated a slot in there, you can't drop an order. It's got to be there. There's massive penalties. They don't want empty space. And you don't have that nailed down yet. You're not ready for big time retail. I mean, this direct to consumer thing, I get it, but I would have wanted to see that you had actually fulfilled 40, 50, 60, 70 stores with a major retailer in a test and not being penalized every week, as you will find out soon. I'm out. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Look, your upside is from the frozen food aisle.
Yeah.
And that's not something I have much expertise in. Great business for you, but it's just not my kind of thing. I'm out.
Okay.
But
And
great
that's,
products.
I will say also, that's why I'm in this, because I know it's hard. We're going to get there. So
have
that
no doubt
I
you
just
will.
need that in to get a little bit of help in that scaling. And we will be the next freezer staple. I promise you.
I have no doubt.
It's like Lori may be interested.
Well, I guess there's just me.
Lori.
TiVo action.
Lori is Chanel's last chance for a deal for her gluten-free baked goods company, Goodlove Foods.
Listen, I'm not afraid of the freezer space. I'm going to give you an offer.
Okay.
Might be a little higher than what you want.
Sharky.
A little sharky. I do think you came in, your valuation's a little off for where you're at. You're at the precipice, but you've got a long way to go. You need a mighty shark, and you need somebody to get in there with you down and dirty, and I love to do that. I had Bantam Bagel, which we had in Starbucks nationwide, stores all over the country, and then they got acquired.
Wow.
Pizza Cupcake we now have in Target and in
saw
Kroger. Frozen Farmer we have, and everybody's doing millions and millions in sales. Okay, so here's my offer. $150,000 for 20%.
Okay, 20. That's a
But
good
I'll
deal.
get you in everywhere.
I know.
And
and
I
that's
think
what
you
we
need
want.
to be everywhere. And I think we will only perfect what's already pretty damn good. My vision for you is you become known as the gluten-free brand for baking.
Yes.
You want to be it.
Yeah,
like,
we
that's
do.
it. No one else.
Yeah. Would you take 18%?
Do that. Do it.
I find it fascinating that went for 18 and not 15. That shows some deep level of sophistication or desperation. I think it's the former.
I thought 18% was respectful. I think in your mind you thought she wants 20, so I'm going to be respectful knowing she thinks 20 is her value, but I'm going to go 18 because it's just a little bit, and let's see if she'll do it. And you know what? I will.
Kudos. Congrats.
Hey,
You want to know why? Because that's what partners do. Give a little, get a
I
little.
like the 18 as opposed to the 15.
Of course. Good job.
Congrats, Chanel. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, we might be an early stage company and there's some risks involved, but Lori can see our potential. And that's all we really are asking for, because we know what our value is and we know we're going to take this brand.
Biscuitologist. Man, kudos to her. Again, I love the fact that I'm always interested when these companies come up here and say $3 million, $4 million valuation when they're only making less than $1 million in sales. It seems like the product is phenomenal, and that was kind of uniform across the board. Seems like ultimately doing a deal at maybe a little bit over $750,000. But I think, again, Lori, one of the good things I like about Lori is when she makes an offer, kind of enters into a deal, she's really looking to kind of get her hands down and dirty and kind of really work with the actual business owner, which, again, Megan Wolf Grand Swift Paws, which I've interviewed a number of times. She got the golden ticket maybe a few seasons ago, and kind of she has nothing but great things to say about Lori in terms of her kind of being all in and kind of really helping out. So kudos to Lori for kind of doing a deal. And again, I think it's going to be something here. They have some logistical issues to kind of maybe figure it out, but I think her with Lori will be a game changer. So let me pull up the website here really quickly before getting you guys out of here. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section. So to the extent that kind of you maybe agree with something I said, didn't agree with it, please leave it in the comment section. And Here we go here. Goodlove Food. You see the trademark, the R in the circle, which kind of let you know that Goodlove is protected via a trademark. Like I said, she has a number of other trademarks as well. And it seems like the product is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Website's pretty straightforward. Doing a lot of D2C right now. See if they can get into a little bit more retail spaces. And that's it. So kudos to them. I'll probably try to reach out to see if she's willing to. Oh, shoot, I did not even. Let me add it there. There you go. I didn't have it included, but that's the website there. You see the Goodlove with the R in the circle, letting people know that it is a registered trademark. So kudos to her. And again, that's good. It seems like we're 2 for 2 so far. Seems like the Kid Coffee got a deal. Seems like it was a little even more shaky with the Goodlove Foods, but Lori came and saved the day, and I think she has a great partner in Lori in that. And the product is good if they can kind of get some of those logistical issues ironed out. I think they're going to be good to go. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Again, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.